Lesson 1. Atoms define our world, and they function in a remarkable way. Everybody's heard about atoms. But what are they, really? Essentially, they're the tiniest part of any surrounding thing you can get your eyes on, and the way they function isn't anything short of outstanding. Just think about it. Everything you touch or see, is made of atoms. They don't have much relevance if you take them one by one, but together they form our world. Although they don't really follow an orderly way of functioning, nor any physical laws alone, once they get together in little clusters or molecules, they change their behavior according to statistical law. In other words, they start following rules and change their orientation as a group. The group defines what form they'll take and what is their purpose. To influence the overall behavior of organisms and follow a specific direction as an average, atoms must form huge groups. Still, tiny groups can have a significant influence. The most relevant example is a group of just a few million atoms forming a gene, which in turn is a part of a chromosome. Genes play a role of utmost importance in your life, as they determine your development from the stage of a fertilized egg to maturity. Moreover, genes provide the blueprint and design of your entire being, along with practical implementation. This whole process happens at a microscopic level, but it affects your entire life. That's how remarkable and important atoms are. Lesson 2. Our evolution in time is based on quantum jumps that mutate the body in a positive way. Charles Darwin promoted a large misconception about evolution. He stated that organisms develop in time by smooth, small changes that occur in a continuous and accidental way. Unfortunately, this theory proved to be wrong. In fact, evolution takes place in a much different way. Discontinuous changes, also called mutations, are responsible for the evolution of organisms. So how does it all happen? Consider the scientific premise that small systems can only possess a certain amount of energy. To grow their energy levels and thus evolve into a better version, the system must take a huge leap forward or a quantum leap. In this process, there's no intermediary changes, nor a continuous and undergoing development, as Darwin concluded. Instead, these changes occur almost accidentally, and very rarely. What's fascinating about this process is its close resemblance with the quantum theory, which states that atoms attach to each other to form molecules and they form specific configurations. To break their pattern and form new configurations, they must be brought to a new temperature, and even so, it can take up to thousands of years for a molecule to do such a jump, just like in the process of human evolution. As such, the time scale between the quantum theory of molecules and human evolution is the same. Our genes take those infrequent quantum jumps as frequently as molecules do to change their configurations. How fascinating. Lesson 3. Consciousness is a remarkable trait of humans and it functions separately from sensations. Consciousness is a trait only humans possess among all living organisms. It separates us from animals and it elevates our organisms significantly. This outstanding mental mechanism helps us survive by producing responses to a large variety of situations and behaviors to match them, according to Schrödinger. Of course, involuntary processes like breathing, blinking, or routine processes like brushing your teeth are not the responsibility of your active side of the brain. As such, a behavior is considered conscious only if an external force acts upon you and makes you change that behavior. Seems complicated. Let's make it easier. Think about walking on the street. You don't actively think about how to do it, but if suddenly an obstacle pops up, you're looking for ways to avoid it. That's active thinking. Understanding consciousness brings us one step closer to understanding evolution. Humans evolved because they were interacting with each other and their environments, thus training their minds and elevating their consciousness. Nowadays, the things we learned from an early age weren't even heard of even tens of years back. To advance as a species, humanity's consciousness must always evolve.